we go. The opening bounce in the first quarter looks as though Chris Mitchell has replaced Peter Cameron. A big day's work for him. Lawrence from the middle tries to get it out. In fact, it does so to Johnny Platten. The Hawks through Condon go down towards the half-forward line, past Darcy, who's come back into this cat lineup. Darcy gets back, tucked in the back pocket, pushes it wide towards Hinkley, close to the boundary line. Ken Hinkley, now Steve Hocking, back to Hinkley, thought about it, perhaps should have, a little too slow. Finally he does. Bairstow chips in. The whistle has sounded. There's going to be a free kick, however. It'll come back to Hinkley. He'll take it on half-back. Off to Bairstow. Into the middle, and he finds Barnes.
Well, over the mark there, Lawrence. You better be careful. There could be a 50-metre against him.
Handley starting on the bench for the Cats. Kick is wide. For Poole, leading in the race is Jarman. It's only got to sit, and he can be very dangerous. He'll be looking for a big game after a quieter one last week. Couch stands his ground. Barnes back to Couch, off to Poole. Into the middle he goes. Bairstow, they're going nowhere fast. Can they set something up? No, not at the moment. Baxter gives it to Platten. The advantage is paid to the Hawks. Down towards full forward. Down towards Dunstan.
Oh, bad fumble.
Get a chance. A bad miss by O'Reilly. Going to be a free kick. Dunstall is going to take a free kick 25 metres out after O'Reilly dropped what he should have taken.
Well, it was an absolute sitter, Sandy, that he dropped. A mark that a senior AFL player really just sort of swallowed. And there we see the free kick paid against Tim McGrath. Unfortunately, he was caught up in the backwash of all that.
Now, Jason Dunstall doesn't mind playing against the Cats. In fact, in 13 matches, he's kicked 86 goals, so he's averaging 6.6 a game against the Cats. Maybe an ominous sign here early on. Dunstall from 30 metres, good-looking drop punt off the boot, and he's kicked a goal. So the Hawks get the first for the day.
Well, great start by the Hawks. Maybe that end of the ground, well, pretty hard to tell with the breeze here today, swirling around a little bit. Now, if we have a look at that free kick, the advantage paid there. Baxter was taken high, and here's O'Reilly. That was a terrible fumble, and then fumbled again. Over the top of the ball, Dunstall and Tim McGrath, as I said, unfortunately caught up in the backwash.
So the Hawks lead by 6 points. Under cloudy skies here at Kardinia Park. Up goes Barnes to tap it down. Platten missed it. Hocking couldn't control it. Couch over the ball. Baxter does well in a tight situation. Hand passes to his team's advantage. Nugent, now Hudson, slaps it back towards Nugent. And in turn he feeds it wide to Condon. Condon, a centering kick but ill-directed. And the mark is held by Hinkley. Hinkley plays on, goes in short. Here's Bairstow.
Being picked up by Darren Baxter today, Dennis.
Bairstow in the true centre half-back position to Hinkley, who boots it forward of the wing for his team, and in front Colbert takes the mark. Very impressive young player, picked up in the first round of the draft last November. He's a comer. He looked very good last week. Closed down McAdam. Here's Darcy storming through the middle. He runs to centre half forward, can go goalward from here. Held on a little too long. Awkward kick. Jenky's got problems. Langford's sock is off the ground. Now Lawrence in the back pocket. With some time, Steve Lawrence falling to the ground. The hand pass not particularly good, and it's rushed across the line by Steele.
Just trying to pick that up, Dennis. Maybe Tim Darcy is playing as a loose man in defence, or Ken Hinkley. No, Tim Darcy has now gone back on Paul Deere. I think Ken Hinkley may be the loose man in defence for the Cats.
Cats have it in their attacking zone. Colbert's kick down towards full forward. Ablett off the ground. The master starts work early. Quite extraordinary. And one wonders, Bernie, each week just what he will produce.
Well, he just makes something out of nothing. Every week you watch this magician. Here we see Ablett just spilling behind Langford. Langford appeared to be in the better position. He used body on body. A very big, strong fullback is Chris Langford, but Gary Ablett made the most of that little opportunity.
109 goals for the season to Gary Ablett. What an afternoon we could have with Ablett up one end, Dunstall up another. Gary Hocking couldn't take it cleanly, neither could Riccardi. Bairstow working hard at the bottom of the pack, out to Buse. Well, he threads his way through to Couch. They started up again, wider to Hocking, coming inside to Hinkley. Kenny Hinkley from 45 metres, a high kick in towards goal, there's another one! 2 quick goals to the Cats. They lead by by 6 points.
And as I said, the loose man in defence creating problems already for Hawthorn, because Ken Hinkley covered for the run of Tim Darcy on that previous occasion when Tim Darcy ran up the middle of the ground. And just a little tap on the hand there for Kenny Hinkley from Tim Darcy. Ken Hinkley already with 3 kicks and 2 hand passes early in this match.
And the Hawthorn runner goes out to the Hawthorn forward line to try and sort things out. Geelong have kicked the last 2 goals. Barnes comes off a long run. Had a marginal victory. Hocking tried to soccer it out of there. Hasn't been watching Ablett, obviously. And we've got a whistle alongside the centre circle. Interesting situation with O'Reilly at full back. I mentioned he's been a very good player for them in recent weeks. Not the ideal man to go on Dunstall, but I guess they're showing some faith in him because of his recent form. Brilliantly done by Hocking, who's taken high then, smothered off the boot and took it cleanly.
That was brilliant play by Hocking. Absolutely brilliant. And now 50-metre penalty against Ben Allen. This will put Gary Hocking well within scoring distance.
Hocking, I thought, the best man on the ground last week against North Melbourne, running into top form.
Well, he's been a brilliant player all year for the Cats. They're a really hard midfielder, is Gary Hocking. And now the man on the mark will be standing around about 20 metres from goal.
This to increase the lead, and he's got it. So the Cats lead by 12 points.
3 very early goals for the Cats, looking very good. They've been the best team out of the middle statistically all throughout the season. Big Johnny Barnes doing the ruck work. Mark Bairstow's lifted over the last couple of weeks. Gary Hocking very hard at the ball. And Paul Couch playing alongside Ben Allen. Trevor Poole very impressive also last week.
Barnes and Lawrence back in the middle. 12 points the margin, favouring the Cats. Lawrence taps it high. Bairstow tries to belt it back. Couch runs into trouble, not before he gets it to Hocking. Trapped it beautifully with the one hand, then goes inside 50. Robert Scott waits down, belts it towards Ablett. He comes charging to the football. Gary Ablett back to Scott. Magnificent play. He shoots him towards goal and is going to get a free kick for a push. Everything going the way of the Cats early on.
Well, it didn't matter because Stoneham had taken the mark. I don't know whether actually covered the required distance, Sandy. Probably not, but Robert Scott will be having this shot from only about 20-25 metres out.
Tucked in a fairly tight angle underneath the scoreboard at the city end. But this to forge an 18-point lead, which will be a very handy early break. Not a bad kick either. But just away to the left. And the first blemish for the day goes on the ball.
So the Cats lead by 13 points. Just under 20 minutes till quarter time. The breeze not a factor. Hawthorn under pressure. There's the huddle. It's quite a huddle. And now they disperse. And Langford drives it out wide. Up in front out there was Madigan. Close to the boundary line, Nugent took it across. He's prepared to argue, but there's a boundary thrown on the outer side.
Madigan playing centre half back on Barry Stoneham.
Stoneham and Lawrence shoulder to shoulder. Stoneham directs it down. Hocking in the thick of the action, breaks away, kicks well inside the 50. The kick favours Ablett once more in the pocket. What can he do here? Pulls it back out of bounds on the full.
Sound a bit down, Dennis.
He can't believe it either. Normally those things go through, he's saying to the umpire. This is Jenke.
From the back pocket. Oh, that's close to being out on the full too. In fact, it is. Hocking's going to bring it back in again. What a start he's had. And what a season he's had, Gary Hocking. Their leading possession getter for the year. Fifth possession. Floats it high in towards full forward. Lawrence was in front. Stoneham may get a chance. Had it, then lost it. Hocking again. He's dynamic. Kick drops short, however. Raymond Jenkins marks in the last line of defence. Goes very wide. Accommodates Cooper. High to Pritchard, back to Cooper. Towards the half-back flank. Allen, Couch, Robert Scott. Hocking. Possession number 7. Lovely kick in towards Ablett. And Jenky comes steaming over the top and gives away a behind. This is a real charge early on by Geelong. After Hawthorn kicked the opening goal. Chris Langford will bring it back. An excellent crowd in attendance, just about a full house. Hawthorn looking to get back on track after their loss last week. Barnes intercepts and undoes his good mark with a poor kick. He'll say it was perfect for Brown. One behind.
Gee, you should have got that, Sandy.
Yes, opportunity going begging there.
The player, Ray Jenky, just took his eye completely off the ball and was running back to the goal square, leaving Brown with a great opportunity there. He had more time than he expected.
So the Cats have had the last 6 scoring shots here. Dominating play. Langford once more decides to go short this time and feeds it to Nugent close to the boundary line. The players regroup downfield as he kicks towards the wing. In from the side, Lawrence, and it's going to be a free kick to Hawthorn. Madigan may get it, or will it be Lawrence? Some decision out there between the pair. Eventually Madigan. Jenky goes in short. Ben Allen having a wonderful season. He's alongside the centre circle. Former best and fairest winner in a premiership season. Boots it down towards centre half forward. Not a particularly good kick. In fact, it's a shocker. And Barnes, uncontested, takes the mark, plays on to Poole. They've got a spare man on this side of the ground so they can build from here. It comes to Hocking. McGrath's on for the next one. Hocking feeds it back to Darcy. That was interesting. He lost the ball. It comes to Hudson. Golden opportunity went begging there. The kick is not good. Buse left it behind. Crawford tried to soccer it forward. Buse has got it now. Dragged down by Gowers. In goes Steve Hocking. He's claimed. It spills to Buse once more. And now he gets it to Gary Hocking, close to the boundary line. He pulls it back. They're coming at Couch from all directions. Lawrence over the top. Hudson has it now. Paul Deere sent into space. Again, the kick is poor. Barnes leads back in the race. O'Reilly hits it towards the boundary line. This is Dunstall. Does nicely. Jarman, plenty of talent in that exchange. He pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Platten behind. Across the line. Son of a gun.
Plays 3-3. Geelong leading. Buse from the back pocket. Well, he lets that one go, but to whom? Geelong fans are saying. Nugent takes the mark. Nugent to half forward. Gowers was there. Darcy, the effective hand pass to Steve Hocking. Buse again, back to Steve Hocking. They're out of trouble on half-back. Robert Scott, look out. Caught by Pritchard. Bairstow under pressure. He's taken over the line and he's lost it.
Well, they made no attempt there, Mark Bairstow. Baxter to take the free kick.
He's on centre wing, Baxter. Former Bulldog. And that's extraordinary.
Well, they can't stand there and watch Ken Hickley take the mark. Hudson just stood there and watched. He must compete on that half-forward line.
No opposition at all on that occasion. Steve Hocking. Back to Hinckley, caught him almost unawares. Platten gets him, but he manages to tap it wide up towards centre wing and over the line for a throw-in on the outer side. Riccardi unable to keep it in play. Cats have had plenty of use of the ball early on, and it's showing on the scoreboard. Handy leaders. Darcy takes the hand pass. Gives it back again to Hocking. He runs through the centre. That's Steve Hocking. Up towards half forward. Good mark taken by Colbert.
Tripped. Hey, tripped him. Tripped him twice. He was certainly making sure that Colbert wasn't getting away. Played in the back pocket last week, Colbert, on Adrian McAdam, and kept him goalless.
We assume he was playing on there.
I'm sure he was.
No, well, otherwise it's 50.
This is only his 5th game, so he's a very promising youngster. Langford has it on a string, but the string's broken. Steele, centering kick. Colbert, can he take a mark? Pushes it down in front. Brown to Couch. Onto the right boot goes Couch. And away to the right, 4-1 behind.
This was absolutely brilliant by Geelong early. After that loss to St Kilda, a bad loss 3 weeks ago, and certainly regrouped and found something over the last couple of weeks.
You don't like to say watch this player, but if you wanted to write down a name now, Lee Colbert is one I think that bears watching. He looks a very good player. Langford straight down the middle. Now that we've burdened Colbert with that, the mark is taken by Jarman across to Allen. Allen has a bounce. He storms up through the middle. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Dunstall and O'Reilly. It runs free behind. Crawford close to the boundary line. Can't keep it in. Crashes into the hoarding down there. And we'll have a throw in. Three-4 plays 1-1. Barnes in front. Over the top, Hinckley, taken by Steve Hocking. Well done by Steele. Strong tackle by Collins, got him down. This is Bairstow. The hand pass ineffective. Eventually around the outer side. An opportunity for Couch. Back to Bairstow. Bairstow puts towards the wing. Scott was up. Madigan goes after it. Stoneham's getting a free kick meantime, I think. Scott. Yeah, Scott's getting it now. Stoneham running back to take it. Scott has got it. And boots it inside the 50. Couch has run on well. He was involved in that passage of play and defence just moments ago. Couch the centering kick. Ablett. Oh, great footy. And Paul Couch has virtually gone from pocket to pocket on the outer side, involved all the way down the ground. A free kick to Scott bought him some time, and this was the end result.
Yes, this is absolutely Geelong at their best. Brilliant best today, Geelong, in this early part of the match.
So Gary Ablett, who didn't play in round 4 when the Cats beat Hawthorn. Billy Brownless stepped up that day with 7 goals. Ablett, 35 metres out, bends one, bends it well. Ablett second.
Ablett now 110 for the season. Terrific effort by Gary Ablett on the lead, very quick over that first 2 or 3 metres, and playing on quality opposition in Chris Langford. He's been around since 1983, played in 4 premiership sides, and his accuracy has been terrific also all year. 110 goals, 50 to Gary Ablett.
28 plays 7. The Cats, Gary Ablett booting 2 handy leaders. Lawrence to take a free kick out of the centre for the Hawks. No one on the mark, so he gathers a few metres. In a flat-looking punt up towards Dunstall. Was he pushed? The umpire said no. Crawford at the back, pulls it back magnificently and puts through a behind. One goal, 2 plays 4-4. That's their first mistake for the day, but it's not a bad one. It's a shocker.
Those mistakes go as a beauty, wasn't it?
Coming from the boot of Tim Darcy.
He's coming back into the side. And, prior to his injury, he had been playing extremely well. So Corbett has a chance to make amends. One behind. Hawks would love their second goal. Well, he can't do it.
Tim Darcy feeling that?
Relieved, I think, maybe one word we could use.
Absolutely.
It was a shocker from Shane Crawford off the boot. Only from about 30 metres out. He really didn't approach that with any sort of confidence.
Darcy's going as long as he possibly can. Barnes, front spot. Trapped beautifully over the back. They're running at the moment. Steele gets caught. Riccardi will have to go back in again.
Not a good hand pass, Sandy. Not a good hand pass there from Riccardi, putting Steele under pressure.
So Allen, called to play on. Long kick in towards full forward. Barnes had front spot. Platten a hurried kick. No distance in it, however. And Andrew Buse decides to steady things down at fullback. Not a lot on offer. Now he's got a bit of space. And he does enjoy a run. To centre wing. Trevor pulls his target. Couldn't quite hold a slips catch. Jarman on centre wing. The advantage is paid. So Collins has possession. In towards Hudson territory. Over the back it goes. O'Reilly is there. Thought about McGrath. Then elected Barnes instead.
Shocking play, John Barnes.
That was not good play, as you heard Bernie Quinlan say. Hinckley dragged as he gets his kick up towards centre wing. Some holding on going on.
And the one thing I've noticed John Barnes over the last few weeks, he hand passes and stays flat-footed. He doesn't get in and then assist his teammate.
Kick across field. Riccardi was up, got a hand to it. McGrath tugs it back across his body. Pritchard is out there with Scott. McCare force it across the line.
A couple of interesting hand passes against Melbourne when they lost that game. John Barnes, a couple over the shoulder, not even looking where he's hand passing.
Thrown in. Lawrence gets it down. Platten close to the boundary line. Nugent on the assist. And the ball crosses the line once more. Darren Pritchard, just one hand pass so far in the game. It was Nugent. He's been busier. Pritchard's the sort of player who fires them when they're going. A number of their key players not getting much of the ball so far. Paul Deere, a belated kick, Couch's hand pass. Intended for Riccardi. Bairstow has it. Strong tackle Collins. And the ball once more bounces out of bounds on the outer side wing. Just under 8.5 minutes till quarter time. And after bidding the first goal, Hawthorn a 1-3 and Geelong a 4-4. Barnes. Up he goes and directs that one down. Pritchard knocks it forward. Scott comes again, battles with Pritchard. Paul Deere falls on top of it. The umpire wants it.
38 hand passes to 12 in favour of the Cats. They've dominated this first quarter. Barnes tries to swat it away, but it's partly smothered and finishes up over the line on the outer side. Paul Deere up against Barnes. Deere uses the body. Hardy has it taken out of his hands and almost loses his fingers. Going to take the free. So he'll head towards Geelong's half-forward line. Stoneham in the pack. Couldn't complete the mark. Steele tries to tap it on. Pritchard. Second hand pass for the day. Gets the hand pass away. Manningham over the top. Here's a chance now for Allen. Back he goes once more. Almost thrown out towards Jarman. He couldn't take it. Cooper's under pressure. A high kick gathers little distance. Lawrence can't take it. The big man lopes forward though. He keeps going and he gets away. Kicks it up towards centre wing. And the mark is taken by guards. Hawthorn wanting a couple of quick goals to finish the quarter. Here comes the charging Dunstall. He booted the first goal of the day. He needs 7 for the afternoon to join Gary Ablett as a century kicker for the season.
The Hawks have made a couple of changes. Andrew Gower's now at centre half forward. Looks like Lawrence may be a loose man in defence in this quarter, and maybe Paul Deere doing the ruck work.
Jason Dunstall is a hard man to keep down. He gets his second and he keeps Hawthorn in touch. 2-3, plays 4-4.
And he's 95th for the season, Jason Dunstall. He's been a fantastic performer for the Hawks over the years. Here's the mark again. Very strong in the lead, good overhead. Kept his eye on the ball right throughout there. A very strong chest mark in front of O'Reilly. And there's that very relaxed kicking style of Jason Dunstall. Didn't put any pressure on himself at all, just went back and right through the middle.
So the margin 13 points. He's a great kicker of the important goal, Jason Dunstall. Nugent gets it across to Condon, smothered superbly again. Guess who? Hocking runs inside the 50, measures the kick. It's a question of accuracy. Doesn't quite clear the pack. Off hands and behind.
2 great smothers, though, in this game by Gary Hocking. Dennis?
He's been marvellous so far. 10 possessions in the opening term. 8 kicks, 2 hand passes. 2 smothers at least. Fantastic work rate. Here's Langford. He's done reasonably well. Goes to the outer side. That's a magnificent kick. Madigan was up, couldn't hang on. It spills to Bairstow. Riccardi chips in short. Stoneham, who's been well held. The ball was touched. Stoneham gets the hand pass away, missed the target. Riccardi goes back, aided by the Stoneham Shepherd. Little chip pass in again, intended for Bairstow. Allen should have punched on the first occasion. Now an opportunity to clear the zone as Cooper boots it. It was a Jarman. It was Jarman towards the outer side. Gowers missed it, recovers well. Allen storming through, runs to half forward. Dunstall comes on the lead. Great footy. So Dunstall has booted two. They haven't attacked all that often. But obviously what they have done has been pretty precise.
Yeah, well, when you're on the receiving end of a pass like that from Ben Allen, there's not much the fullback can do about it.
He's going to trouble O'Reilly, I fancy. From 40 metres out, Dunstall boots his third. The Hawks are back in this. 3-3 plays 4-5.
Yes, and Dunstall bringing them right back into the game. The only goal kicker at the moment for the Hawks is Jason Dunstall. He's now kicked 96 for the season, 96-48. And we've got probably the two best full forwards in the competition playing in this game here at Kardinia Park. There's that kick again, very relaxed kicking style. Doesn't tense up in any way whatsoever, just kicks right through the ball.
Just 8 points the margin now here at Kardinia Park. Under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Barnes belts it out of the centre. Colbert goes across, but he can't take it cleanly. Scott off to Poole. Now Trevor Poole can have a shot here from 45 metres. A flat-looking drop punt is away to the right, and another opportunity goes begging. 4-6. 10 effective scoring shots to 6. Langford again. Playing in his 234th game. Barnes will contest the ruck work over after belting it across the line. Well, the Cats not only have to win every game, they've got to rely on other sides doing the right thing if they'd have any chance. Some of the September action. There's a magnificent steal from Hocking again. He's playing a superb game. Up towards full forward steal. Ablett on the left, but that's an easy one. That's very easy for Gary. Three to Ablett, 3 to Dunstall. And we are being treated, Bernie.
Well, I don't know really if it is all that easy, Sandy, but he certainly makes it look easy.
Well, for him it is.
Here he is competing. But his second and third efforts are so good, Sandy. He competes for the mark, and then when the ball hits the ground, he's like a cat. He's that quick, pounces on it, and thumped it through.
So we've got a full forward shootout here at Kardinia Park at the moment. Dunstall has 3, Ablett has 3, and Geelong have got the lead. Riccardi had the ball, but not for long. Baxter boots it down towards half forward. Darcy got a hand to it. Paul Deere gets it out to Platten, well shepherded by Gowers, gives it to Allen. Allen goes long. It's bending back. That's a great kick. It's a goal. Well, how about this? In the last 5 minutes or so, some champagne football.
They have settled down nicely now, the Hawks, as they make a change. Paul Deere coming off the ground to be replaced by the former Fitzroy player, Mark Bunn. You see Johnny Platten, just a nice little assist there, a little feed off, and Ben Allen from about 53, 54 metres. That was a magnificent kick, about 60-metre drop punt there from Ben Allen.
Once again, the margin is 9 points. Deere is on the bench. Lawrence beats Barnes. Hocking has been dynamic out of the centre. This is his brother, Stephen Hocking. Up towards half forward. Stoneham caught out of position. Ablett is only 55 metres out at the moment. Will run round onto the left foot, but he's gone for distance and he's pulled it too far. Into the pocket, and the mark has been taken. Play on is the call. Brown takes it after the mark by Steele. Ablett's down, but he's up.
Very slow getting to his feet there, Gary Ablett. Let's hope he's okay, because Langford certainly made sure he earned that kick.
One of the few times I've seen him hurt. Seems almost indestructible, doesn't he?
Just favouring of the shoulder, and that's why. But here's Brown. Pretty good looking kick by Brown. The Cats answer.
It was great thinking there, Sandy, by Darren Steele, who took that mark from the Ablett kick. He played on immediately to improve the angle, got it to Paul Brown. Here's the very heavy bump from Chris Langford. Well, it was all fair, a little bit late maybe, but the momentum was there. He certainly wouldn't have got any pats on the back from the coach had he stopped.
Malcolm Blight looking on. His 5th season with the Cats, grand finals in 89 and 92. It's ironic, really. He should be coaching a talent such as Ablett. So much in common. Here's Stoneham. It's going to be a free kick. Geelong will get it. Well, what a term he's played. Hocking, his 12th possession, but so much of his work can't be measured in terms of stats so far in this game. Langford comes up, takes the mark. Up near the defensive 50. Talbot hangs on. Langford comes back to take the kick. Will go short to Pritchard. He's got this one. His first kick through the wing. Gower's reduced to a spoiling role there, fisting away from McGrath, and it will be thrown in. Good crowd here at Kardinia Park, as you'd expect. It's the game of the round. Interesting round, in as much as none of the top 6 are playing each other. So a great chance for sides up the list to consolidate. But of course, we could see some upsets. Almost one last night. Here's McGrath from half back towards midfield. Scott comes to it. Stayed off the ball. Lawrence got a fist on it. Bairstow. Awkward there on the centre wicket area. Controlled it pretty well. Quinlan turns out of trouble. No one to kick to. Pulls it back across his body. Hocking, cleverly done. Almost got through. Bunn got the hand pass out, was taken high. He's been kept the free kick.
Sorry, Dan, he's been put on to tag Gary Hocking, Mark Bunn.
Lucky fellow.
Pritchard. Over the centre he goes. Hughes will leave it for Darcy. Time ticking down in this first quarter. Riccardi on the outer side. The left footer keeps it in play. Goes over the top to Scott. Perhaps should have gone back again a little quicker than he did. Couch picks it up, kicks blindly into towards the forward line. It's wide, away to the right, and over for a throw in the Cats' 50-metre attacking line. It's been a 10-goal quarter to date. Very high standard. Scott and Couch are both there. Stoneham, can he get clear? Eventually does get it away. In towards Ablett. Colbert's kick smothered. Steele is there. Colbert still going. So too Steele. Gets the hand pass to Robert Scott. Taken high almost as the siren sounds. Pritchard heads towards the boundary line. It's quarter time. Scott picks himself up. Geelong a 6-6, 42. Leading Hawthorn 4-3, 27.
The name of the game is Australia.
So Barnes and Lawrence contest to the second quarter. Barnes wins it down towards Robert Scott, off to Couch. A hurried spiral punt towards Ablett. Beat. Collins marks at half back. Goes wide and finds Cooper. Cooper's almost tucked in the back pocket, and just a slight shower of rain. Bunn and Lawrence combined. Starting to fall here at Kardinia Park. I don't think it'll settle in. There may be intermittent showers throughout the afternoon. Bunn's almost down towards the centre. Off to Jenkins. Kick wide, trying to accommodate Crawford. Hughes. Well, it's a rat on either side today. This is the Cats' rat. Colbert.
It's taking too long to get rid of that ball, Colbert.
Ablett lurking up in the forward line. Used the body magnificently. Langford asks the question, but there is really no question to be answered.
That's right, Sandy. It was just a little bit of body on body, really nothing. I'm surprised that he moved Chris Langford so easily.
Well, Ablett needs 6 today to move to 700 for his career.
We gather from that you didn't
What's that?
move him that easily.
I didn't. You're right.
Here he goes for number 4 for the day. Bending it back. 698 for his career. The Cats move further ahead. 7-6 plays 4-3.
He's an absolute magician, Gary Ablett. absolute magician. I thought Colbert may have held onto the ball for far too long there. Ablett one way, then the other. When we see this, both players just a little nudge there and then held him off with the right hand before taking that mark. Good positioning of the body there by Gary Ablett.
So Geelong lead it by 21 points. Centre square infringement. Geelong to get the free kick, so everything is going their way. Barnes to take it. Playing very good football. Steve Hawking, his 9th possession. He's been overshadowed by his brother, but only just. Downfield, Stoneham interferes with Madigan. He's doing a pretty good job because Stoneham was terrific last week against North Melbourne. Virtually unsighted today. Madigan, high kick towards the outer side wing. In front, Hinkley uncontested. Well, Lawrence a bit slow to go there.
There's been too much of that this afternoon from the Hawks. Geelong players marking uncontested.
Looking very sluggish. Hinkley takes on Platten on the mark. That's ambitious. Boots it out wide. Ablett. He's been penalised this time for a push. Now, the umpire had a stern talking to from Langford just moments ago after Ablett had taken the mark after the Colbert kick. Well, it seems side on to me. Langford got the free and the ball's out of bounds on the outer side. What do you think, Benny?
Didn't appear to be a lot in it, Dennis, but I suppose psychologically, after the umpire's been ear bashed, it may have worked. So Chris Langford doing the right thing, saying a few words, although there was definitely not a free kick in the previous one.
Light rain persisting. Stoneham does the ruck work and goes in to get the football out himself. Almost succeeds with a little left foot chip.
That's hurt, I think.
Colbert somewhat untidy going over the top. Allen has it on half back. Kicks towards centre wing. If this rain persists, it will certainly change the pattern of the game. A wonderful pattern that was unfolding in the first quarter. .21 points is the margin, favouring Geelong. Barnes with a roundhouse right, belts it some 30 metres down towards the half-forward line. Cooper, a hurried kick. It's a high one towards centre wing. Platten waits down in front on all fours. Can't get it away. Eventually scoot wide towards Hudson. Gee, he's been quiet. Now Baxter. Up towards the left half-forward flank. Condon takes the mark. Here's Hudson. Hand pass to Jarman. Just inside 50, Jarman, and he can kick these. Sensational goal. He too, Bernie, can make those look very, very easy.
Yes, that interstate game we saw Darren Jarman with some fantastic goals. The one he kicked from the boundary line and also one from the 50-metre line right in front of the members. Terrific skills, Darren Jarman. That's his 22nd goal for the season.
Terrific,
a wonderfully talented player.
The Cats come forward again. Barnes got it across to Riccardi, who boots inside the 50. Ablett goes back on Langford. The defender got a first on it and heads for the boundary line, and why not? And it will be thrown in. So Jarman getting a great goal just moments ago, but really that's the story of Hawthorn, particularly in this term, having to kick them from out there. Can't make a living getting them from that deep in the pocket. 7-6-5-3. Madigan takes a sly look. Stoneham comes over the top. It falls behind his steal. Little snapshot. Just wide. It bounces through for a behind. Well, for all their dominance, as Malcolm Blight looks on, Geelong lead by only 16 points. And I think it's fair to say probably on the balance of play, they should be about 25-30 points in front. Hawthorn clinging at the moment, but capable of much better as Langford goes to the outer side. Stoneham came reeling out of that pack. Colbert to Stoneham. And Stoneham against the boundary line. Pulls it back to Scott. The broad smiles as Scott goes back to kick on goal from about 30 metres out.
Yes, Robert Scott has kicked 23 goals for the season to be Geelong's second goal kicker behind Gary Ablett.
Here he is. An eye for a goal, and he's got this one.
So 1 goal, 1 to Robert Scott.
8-7 placement.
We'll get it right. There he is, Robert Scott. He's been a regular State of Origin player for Victoria. And a very good kick for goal also. And playing now on the ball, picking up Darren Pritchard.
So the margin again moves out to some 22 points. Hocking out of the centre. He's been dynamic. Kardinia was interfered with. Play goes on. Bairstow pressurised over the line on the full.
Well, why would you even try to kick it in that situation? He was under enormous pressure. Just keep paddling it in front.
Baxter to take it for the Hawks. There were 3 Geelong players there. They could have rattled that. Ken Hinkley finally decided it was his.
There again, not enough hard contesting across half forward by the Hawks.
Stoneham and Madigan. Stoneham too strong. Towards Ablett. Spoiled by Langford. Pressure once again on Langford. He dropped it like a hot potato. Bairstow marks on the 50.
Very lucky there, Chris Langford. You're right, Sandy. He just threw the arms out when he was tackled. The umpire may not have been in the right position to see that. Here he is. Here's the tackle. Just threw it out.
However, his chip finds Mark Bairstow. He's going to be kicking from 55. Well, he really does let it go. He's found the top of the post.
Must have been a great speech that Langford gave the umpire a few minutes ago.
It's worked,
hasn't it? Got to patent that one.
2-0 he's leading since that discussion. He'll bring it back into play. 56 plays 33.
There's Langford. Straight down the middle. Stoneham, great mark.
Coming into his own. Coming into his own now, Stoneham.
Some of the prime movers for Hawthorn. Platten 4 possessions. Condon 3, Crawford 2. They've gone missing a few of them. Stoneham goes in short, and the mark is held by Brown.
You look at the Hawthorn side, Dennis, and you've got Gowers at centre-half forward, and Madigan playing only his 2nd game for the season, playing at centre-half back. The 2 key position areas, they really are struggling in this year. Paul Deere, the Norm Smith medalist from 1991, already on the interchange bench.
Brown goes for home. Just missed. Alan Joyce with his problems. 8-9 plays 5-3. Margin 24 points. Nugent makes a break on the left. Baxter. Away in the distance, Collins. Langford, meantime, drives to the outer side. Big pack at the fall of the ball. It came forward. Allen was smothered there, upended. Jarred free. It's taken by Pritchard close to the boundary line, but free kick. An illegal Shepherd, and Brown, I think, will get the free kick.
He was pretty handy last week against North Melbourne, Paul Brown.
He was a good player last season. Kicked close to 40 goals, I think, for Geelong. Trying to win a permanent place last year. They've got some talented players that can bob up on their forward line. Hickmott's another one. Forsman. Brown goes for distance. Bunn comes over the top, angles the fist towards the boundary line. It's out of bounds.
38 goals he kicked last year, Dennis, Paul Brown.
So
it's good to see him back in the forward line.
Okay, give me a 9.5.
There's the throw in. Stoneham doing the ruck work, trying to get it over the back. Accommodate Hocking or Bairstow. Here's put up. Behind. He tried to bend it back to no avail. But what a game he's having.
It's like a boxing contest, isn't it? Geelong have got Hawthorn on the ropes and just pounding them, but they can't finish them off.
Langford again.
Yes, had they kicked accurately, it would have probably just about been all over at this stage.
They've kicked 2-4 so far in this quarter. Hawks have added a goal. There's a fine mark taken by Lawrence. But they only need a couple to get a sniff. There's a fine spoil. On the outer side, Ken Hinkley runs back. And
Johnny Platten pretty quiet up until this stage of the match. 2 kicks and 2 hand passes.
Barnes and Lawrence twisting and turning with each other. Allen may get a free kick. He's had 8 kicks. Has been busy. Gets underneath that one. Barnes, front spot. And got paid.
Gee.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was amazing. Certainly looked like a mark.
I think
let's have a look at it again. There he takes the grab. Oh, 50-50. I think I would have paid it. Initially, I would have paid it, Dennis.
Barnes wins it. Look at Steele with strength. Gets it out wide to Couch. Bit of room to run, then swings onto the left foot and goes high. Up towards Stoneham and Madigan. Stoneham. Well, he's given away a free kick.
Oh, no. What? I thought that was just excellent use of the body there by Barry Stoneham. The Geelong crowd can't believe it also. Here we see it again, just body on body, and that was just a strength in the upper body winning out. That is a absolutely disgusting decision.
Some very puzzling decisions, to say the least, just in the last minute or so, but nevertheless, Madigan has the football. That's all that's important. Up over the centre. Barnes again with that very aggressive fist away. Well taken by Hinkley. Kicks round his body. Stoneham's in front. Just a little show of the football, a little show of strength.
Well, it can't come from behind the mark there.
50
metres.
What'll be 50?
50 metres against Ben Allen.
That's going to take him down to the square.
This is a certain goal. Well, maybe Barry Stoneham's little speech worked also, Den.
A different umpire. The other umpire seemed closer. He wasn't. Brad Vernon wasn't going to give the 50. I'll show you.
Oh dear. Stoneham.
Sometimes I think it can work the other way, can't it?
Oh yes.
You have a few words with the umpire. Look out. They pay you nothing after that.
Especially when you take the mark and just brandish the football. They don't like that at all.
Exactly.
The vice-captain for his first. He makes no mistake. Cats open up their lead now. And are starting to show their ascendancy, 9-10 to 5-3.
It's quite amazing over the last 3 weeks how this Geelong side's found some form that they couldn't put together early in the season. There's the free kick against, or the 50-metre penalty against Barry Stoneham. And from only about 15 metres out, putting it through, but especially last week, terrific against North Melbourne.
Go to the administration building. Mr. Robert Beattie.
9-10 plays 5-3. Platten tries to force it out of the middle, was pushed in the back, and he'll get the free kick alongside the centre circle. Well, strange to relate, we're into round 19, and I guess perhaps the best 4 teams in the competition has a couple outside the 6, and Geelong might be one of them. There goes the kick down towards half forward, in from the side Hinkley. It falls behind Pritchard, a half chance. Buse with dash. Crawford almost had him. Buse played it brilliantly, got it to Barnes. Now Darcy. Darcy in 2 minds. A little chip pass. Well, that was indecisive between the 2 Geelong players. Oh, well played there by O'Reilly. Gets it out to Couch. McGrath, haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. He comes away, goes towards the wing. Steele feeds it into Bairstow. The run of Geelong irresistible at the present time. Stoneham from behind it, runs free. Poole an opportunity right on the 50 to Scott. Jarman peeled off to get him. The hand pass won't stay in for Stoneham, or did he keep it in? No. It was out of bounds and a throw in.
Yes, the handball really to Scott was putting him under pressure. Would have been better, I thought, to just go back midfield or kick around the body even. A centre kick towards the corridor.
There's the throw in. Knocked forward. Ablett slides in.
Ooh, that's a free kick.
Should be.
Paid.
It was Chris Langford again. There goes the kick from Platten. Up goes Nugent. Riccardi behind. Tries to get it to Couch. Couch just outside the 50. In trouble. Riccardi's got it now. Knocked down by Jarman. At the base of all of that is Nugent, showing a lot of desperation. He was taken high and will get a free kick.
Well, let's have a look at the Gary Ablett incident. Down with his head down over the ball, and the player coming in, Langford. That is a dangerous situation, and the umpire certainly should have paid that as a free kick.
Nugent up towards centre wing. Barnes almost hooked it in with the one hand. McGrath shepherding by Couch allows him to get a kick up towards the 50-metre line. Oh, what a grab. What a beauty by Steele.
Well done, Darren Steele. Former North Melbourne player.
Off to Riccardi. Ablett's his target. Looked for the free kick. Didn't come his way. Brown will lose it. Jarman comes out of defence. Condon on centre wing. Thought about Pritchard. Elects to take the kick himself. Up towards Hudson. Could have got a nudge in the back. McGrath. Despite the tackle of Gowers, gets it to Hinkley, who goes to centre wing. Riccardi off to Steve Hocking. Another one towards Robert Scott. Good work by Steele. Strong shepherding. Now here's Buddha. 60 metres out. Good persistence by Collins, however. The ball down to Stoneham. And he has taken over the line.
It's livened up, Sandy, the last couple of minutes.
It has livened right up. Some intensity in the tackling there. Terrific stuff by Andrew Collins there on Gary Hocking.
Trevor Paul. Collins there once again. So too Jarman. Ablett with strength. But the whistle has sounded as Ablett has kicked a miraculous goal.
Johnny Platten got run over.
He's in trouble, Johnny Platten. This really has intensified this match.
Takes a bit to knock the red out, and must have taken the wind out of his sails.
Well, against Darren Steele there.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit unnecessary there from Darren Steele.
Well, plenty of aggression being shown.
Hinkley goes up, fisting away from Pritchard, crashing into his bun. Pritchard boots it down towards half forward. Hudson up in front. Opportunity for Allen. Couch comes to meet him. Allen and Couch battle after this one. Platten, he's warmed up now. And no alternative. Pritchard gives it across to support. There goes the kick from Cooper. Strong mark is taken by Barnes. The hand pass from Poole comes back towards Buse. He was legged surely. The tackle slid down, holding the ball, the decision. So Jarman goes on, finds Dunstall. No. Meantime, Crawford and Buse. Here's Steve Hocking, close to the boundary line. Can't keep it in. It comes off O'Reilly. Now O'Reilly's going to get a free kick, so the hand pass did stay, and it was very close to the boundary line. And O'Reilly was pushed in the back.
John Barnes has got a basic flaw with his hand passing. He's on the back foot all the time. I'm really worried every time I see him about the hand pass.
On the outer side, this is Cooper. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Hawthorn. The ball will have to come back.
31 points the margin, favouring the Cats. Condon to take it. No one on the mark, so sneaks away from Colbert. Punts up towards half forward, towards Dunstall and Crawford. Both there. McGrath. Steve Hocking provides good shepherding work for him. And McGrath goes to the outer side. Jarman over the top. Condon waiting down in front. Paul sees him over the line. And another throw in.
They've found some intensity, haven't they, Geelong? Over the last 3 weeks.
The Cats doing all the hassling.
That bad loss to St Kilda really has woken them up, and they've played some wonderful football.
In towards the middle. Nugent gets the hand pass away, but the Hawks are wanting a couple of quick goals badly to stay in this game. They're standing by to make a change off the bench. Robert Scott loses it to Bunn. He copped one a little high. Ben Allen stabs into the pocket. Well, making it very, very difficult for Jason Dunstall. And a throw in the left forward pocket. 9-10. There's 5-3.
He's warming up. Is Scott Crow on the boundary line for the Hawks?
With under 9 minutes remaining in this first half.
Lawrence gets it down. Steve Hocking's in the road. Now McGrath to Gary Hocking. He was superb in the opening term. Has cooled just a little bit in the second quarter. He drives it around the outer side. Cooper goes back. Couldn't hang on. Poole tries to crash his way through. This is Jenke against the flow. Jarman couldn't control it. Sockers it to his own advantage, but the boundary line is too close. 8.5 minutes till half-time. And the Hawks sensing this one is getting away. Hawthorn doing best there, as you can see. So they're trying to lift, and Geelong are going with them. It's making for a very interesting contest as Poole boots it down towards the attacking 50. Brown up in front. Jenke did nicely with the body as they came to turf. Collins, what was he doing? and passed it in front of himself, and the ball spills out of bounds.
Shane Crawford off for the Hawks. And Scott Crow replacing him, going into that forward line, picked up by Andrew Buse. Crawford's stats, only 2 kicks up until this stage of the game.
Doing it alphabetically. Here's Hocking. This is Riccardi. Forward of half-back. Long kick down towards full forward. Ablett. Whoa, down he goes.
A little nudge again by Gary Ablett, using the body well. 50-metre penalty not being applied there. Maybe a little bit lucky, Chris Langford.
Yes, I think
if that had happened in the first 3 rounds, Dennis. But the umpires certainly have relaxed their attitude towards a 50-metre penalty.
Well, I think at the present time, Chris Langford's disposition matches the clouds above the grandstand. He's not a happy camper. Here's Ablett. He's kicking at his 5th. Sharp angle. Runs around, pulls it back. Guess what? Ablett has 5, and the Cats resisting every challenge.
699 career goals now to Gary Ablett. 113 goals for the season. Just the use of the body there again. And as we saw, just a little bit of attention there from Chris Langford. He uses the ball very well, Gary Ablett. Once he gets hold of it, it's almost certainly a goal.
37 points is the margin, favouring the Cats. The chant Geelong goes up as Allen tries to win it out of the middle for the Hawks. They need something dramatic now. Barnes drops what he should have taken in the centre. Condon is in all sorts of trouble. So too is Pritchard. Dropped the football, but recovered. Picks it up, gives it up to Crow, who's just come onto the ground. He looks for Dunstall. With him is O'Reilly, and he defends to the line.
Well done by the big bloke, Stephen O'Reilly. 3 goals kicked on him in that first quarter. On Jason Dunstall. Dunstall really has been starved of opportunities, though, in this second term.
Under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Hawthorn have it in their attacking zone. They've managed only 1 goal for the quarter. Hudson has been quiet. Again, it's close to the line. Hinkley caught one high.
That's against Condon. Gary Hocking, just a few words to Condon there.
So Kenny Hinkley can go short to Gary Hocking. He does. Who in turn drifts at the centre wing and Barnes.
That's a better mark by John Barnes. Committed on that occasion.
He's having a pretty good day. Goes up towards Stoneham territory. With him is Madigan. Couch waiting down in front. And Baz has given away another one.
John Barnes off and Steve Handley on for Geelong.
And Deere coming back on the ground for Hawthorn. Hudson is off. Madigan's high kick towards the centre. Handley, second take to Robert Scott, who belts it down towards Couch.
Oh, grab hold of the ball.
Hinkley, after advice from Quinlan, kicks in towards full forward. Brown can't take a mark. He may soccer off the ground. Can't do so. And eventually it's Collins on the last line of defence, going towards the back pocket. The players stopped. I think they thought the whistle had sounded, and then they've called play on. Players are going down like 9 pins. A lot of questions being asked. And the bottom line is a bounce in the Cats' left forward pocket.
Stoneham in front. Tries to get it down to Brown. Flicked out of bounds by Jenke. It will be thrown in. So Geelong at 10-10. Hawthorn at 5-3. And I suppose it's an interesting time this for Malcolm Blight. I mean, they're finishing full of running, as he would want them to do. But then, of course, such a finish can actually create pressure for the coach, if that makes sense. People wondering why the heck they didn't make the finals. Brown to Gary Hocking. They still could, of course. They're playing irresistible football at the present time. And look at Hocking work in there. And we've got a ball up. He's still working. He's on overtime.
Well, this is just using up energy.
19 possessions to Gary Hocking. A little bit macho, though. They want to come up with the ball. He's seen to give it to him. 4.5 minutes till half-time. Madigan. Up he goes. Stoneham beats him, though. Brown fists Bolwood. Langford, who's very Ablett conscious at the present time, and why not? Collins swats it out of the pack, taken by Stoneham, hard against the boundary line. Touch ball is the call. Somebody does So somebody does have a whistle down there.
It's a boundary umpire.
Well, that figures. That's okay. I like the status quo to be maintained, Bernie. So we've got a throw in. Over the top, Jakey, back towards the boundary line. This is Brown. Hocking, the impossible angle. Ablett, oh, well.
Steele.
Terrific mark by Steele.
I tell you what, he's played a terrific game today, Darren Steele.
Very effective last week on the forward line against North Melbourne as well.
And actually an unlikely forward. He's been used mainly in defence for North Melbourne. In his 119 games he played for North Melbourne. Darren Steele.
And I think at the last moment, Ablett backed off just a little when he sensed Steele was going to complete the mark. And now Steele from 5 metres out completes the goal. His first, Geelong's 11th, and they're storming away with this. 11-10 to 5-3. And bear in mind, percentage in the run home for those teams in the top 6 also important. So Hawthorn can't take a whipping here.
No, well, Geelong's percentage very poor coming into this match, 106% on level points with Melbourne. Melbourne's percentage 111.7%. There's that terrific mark from Darren Steele. He's playing a wonderful game for the Cats.
Geelong are big leaders. We go back to the middle again. 76 plays 33. Lawrence up against Barnes. Neither is it decisive. Hanley it is on the ground. Couch somehow gets through to McGrath. Left foot, long kick up towards the 50-metre line. Good attempt to mark by Raymond Jenkey. Not going to be paid. Cooper's short kick only as far as Hanley.
Great pressure from the Geelong forwards.
If he wants it. Perhaps took a little too long before giving it to McGrath, who pumps it deep into the attacking zone again. In towards Ablett, in towards Steele, Stoneham, Couch and Bairstow. It's the latter who gives a short little chip. Collins is under pressure from Ablett. Now Ablett's got to beat 2 here, and he decides on the boundary line. Let's keep it in the area, he says. And that's what he does. He needs 1 goal for his 700. Gary Ablett. Metres out from the Cats scoring zone. They've done plenty of that this quarter. Pritchard takes it. High floating kick. Couch eyes only for the ball. Lost it from Allen. Colbert through, but couldn't take it. Jarman gets the hand pass off to Allen. Up towards Deere on centre wing. Wanted to go back to Allen again, but Steve Hocking was there. Through comes the rack. Hughes does beautifully. McGrath had it spent, but managed to regain composure and floated up towards half-court. Somehow it stays in play. Langford back towards the middle, only as far as Colbert.
Too easy.
Excellent number.
Too easy. Hawthorn players standing there watching him take the mark. Some heavy work done by Scott Crow there a minute ago. A good tackle on Steve Hocking, then an excellent bump further afield.
Well, he's only a rookie, Colbert, but he looks to have a fine future. McGrath around Platten. Centering kick, it's not good. Pritchard takes the mark uncontested.
1.5 minutes till half-time. Pritchard plays on. He's had a better second term than he did first. Finds Paul Deere. Releases Platten 70 metres from goal. Dunstall, who's been starved of opportunities, showed it that time. Normally he would have held that, but spilt to Buse. Rebound opportunity for Gary Hocking. Look at that, worth a kick. Whoa, Hinkley. A little bit of sparring. He gets it to Riccardi. I like that. Bairstow kicks inside the 50. Where's Ablett? In from the side. Jenkey, the leaper, slapped away by Stoneham, taken by Brown. Couch misses to the left-hand side.
A little bit of shadow boxing there by Kenny Hinkley. Dodging and weaving the shadows. There's not too many around today.
He wouldn't like to see that replayed, would he? Here's Langford. 11-11 to 5-3. What a blitz it's been. Just the one scoring shot by Hawthorn in this term. As Langford drives to the outer side. Lawrence the leaper. Ricochets off Madigan. Collins forces it back to Madigan, who proceeds to put it out of bounds on the full. So at quarter time it was 6-6 to 4-3. So 10 scoring shots to 1 in this term. And Geelong could have slammed the gate shut by now had it not been for an accurate kicking. Well, he's the master of that. He is in rare form today, Hinkley, as he boots down inside the 50. Off hands Ablett, a half chance, Hocking, like to back him in from here, 35 metres out, inspirational goal. He's got his second. Geelong have their 12th. And it's a cat attack. They lead by 50 points.
Look at those stats. Gary Hocking, 2 goals he's kicked, but 17 kicks, 5 hand passes. There he goes. He's brushing aside Chris Langford onto that left boot. He's terrific on both sides of his body. Oh, what a wonderful game he's played for the Cats. He's hard at the ball. He's Gary Hocking.
And they're coming 9th.
The Cats are in control here at Kardinia Park. 50 points the margin. Hanley out of the middle. Paul couldn't take it cleanly. Colbert shows athleticism, but then kicks it high. Difficult one for Riccardi. Got a hand to it, but couldn't complete the mark. They've got to find something in the second half, the Hawkers, because they've managed only 1 goal for the quarter. The second quarter has been a beauty by the Cats. They booted 6 goals, 5. They kicked 6-6 in the first. They kicked 6-5 in the second. But more importantly, they restricted Hawthorn to just 1 goal. Hawthorn are near the top of the table, and the Cats are languishing in 9th at the moment. You wouldn't believe it. It's half-time. Geelong, 12-11, 83, leading Hawthorn by 3-33. Second half about to get underway here at Kardinia Park. 50 points the margin. There's been an infringement in the square. It's going the way of the Cats, and Barnes will pump them into attack. Long and low. He hits towards Stoneham and Madigan. Stoneham from behind.
Hey.
1, 2, 3.
Terrific stuff. Stoneham getting right on top of Madigan, also at centre-half forward.
Ablett the leader. There's no question he is the leader.
They really need to find something, Hawthorn. 50 points down. Swing the changes, maybe get Langford away from fullback. Give him a run in the ruck, Sandy. Get him into the action.
Coach Quinlan.
Here we go with Gary Ablett from about 40 metres out.
This for number 6. This for number 700. Oh, he's gone for the doctor, and in doing so has pulled it to the left.
That's his first miss, Sandy. 5 goals, 1 to Gary Ablett.
12-12. Plays 5-3.
And the margin 51 points. Jenke goes wide with a kick. Light rain is falling. Langford up the ground. It comes to Cooper. Floats one down towards the wing. Hinkley from behind, fisting it forward. Bunn goes after it. Socket off the ground and across the line. Well, Geelong terrific in the first half. As I said, rain is falling here at Kardinia Park. And now the Hawks have to get back into this contest. Barnes goes up, hooks it behind. Collins did well, kept it in front initially. He was pushed in the back. He'll get the free kick. Andy Collins. The defensive side of left centre wing. Plays on. Probing kick towards centre half forward. Paul Deere gets under the ball. Hinkley once more. Held by the arm. He'll get the free.
A great game again from Kenny Hinkley.
Very, very steady this afternoon. Started with Fitzroy back in, I think it was 87. High kick towards the wing. Madigan knocks it down in front. Bairstow crashes into the pack. Allen slick hands away, taken by Jarman. Jarman kicks inside the 50. Dunstall comes up to meet it. Overcommitted O'Reilly, then Dunstall fumbles, then slips. Back for Crow. Inside the 50, runs outside now. Paul Deere back to Crow. Crow 45 metres out. They need a goal. And that, I think, is one. Fine kick by Scott Crow.
There's terrific build up there from the Hawks. Just the start they needed in this second half if they're going to have any chance of clawing back at this big lead from the Geelong side. We see the young fellow there, Scott Crow, one hand pass and heading back, and from about 40-45 metres out, steered it right through the middle. Terrific kick at goal.
The Hawks start the long climb back. Barnes wins it out of the centre to Couch. His hand pass is partly smothered, but Riccardi will have time to pick it up. Thought about the left foot kick, but then goes wide into Hawthorn. Couldn't take it cleanly. Can Hawthorn start something? Jarman off to Allen. Ben Allen. Not a pretty kick, but effective. Down towards the 50-metre line. Hudson had a very quiet first half. Off to Deer. Centering kick to Platt. John Platten had a quiet first half with 6 kicks and 3 hand passes. Kicking from 52 metres. It's tugged it away to the left. And eventually it's taken over the line for one behind. Hinkley at halfback. Back to O'Reilly again. Over the top he goes. Now Tim Darcy. Towards centre wing. Towards Colbert. Also Paul and Stoneham. The latter trying to swat it on. He didn't connect. At the bottom is Colbert. Stoneham goes in over the top.
Free kick.
Is infringed, according to the umpire, on Madigan, and he'll take it on centre wing.
Here's Madigan then, putting it down towards half forward. Hudson will need to go here, outmanoeuvred by viewers, but finishes up with the ball, makes something out of nothing, hits the post. Gee, that was bad luck. He was lucky to get it, then unlucky not to kick a goal.
He has got great goal sense, actually, Paul Hudson.
O'Reilly finds Darcy. Just up from the back pocket. 12-12, 6-5. Darcy in short. McGrath, they're in trouble here now. Hawthorn have got the numbers. They scramble after it. Hudson perhaps could have got a free. Platten's kick is marked by views.
McGrath made amends there at loose tennis. He charged in and applied a pretty good tackle, but that ball was going straight to Paul Brown, his teammate.
Views towards the outer side. Missed out there by Couch. Allen knocks it to the advantage of Platten. He was carried forward in the tackle. And the umpire is going to award a free kick to Hawthorn on the outer side. And I think it'll be taken by Ben Allen. It will. Earlier, the 2 frees on the outer side. So Allen boots it well inside the 50. Gowers in from the side. Strong mark. He's got this one about 35 metres out from goal.
He's had a terrible day too, Andrew Gowers. He's taken 2 marks, coming in for kick number 2.
Now Hawthorn. He pushes it across the goal face and just sneaks it through. Goal to Gowers, and Hawthorn 7-5 trail Geelong 12-12.
We've had problems right across half forward, right from the start of this match, with Paul Deer starting off at centre half forward. Gowers has been at half forward, and also at centre half back, where Stoneham has just started to get slowly on top of Greg Madigan.
Bairstow wins it out of the middle for the Cats. Up towards Stoneham at half forward. He had front spot. Couch's hand pass is smothered, but he manages his second attempt. A swap to Poole, who stabs in towards the pocket. Difficult one for Ablett. Virtually gave him very little chance. And Langford sees it over the line.
Not a good option anyway, Sandy. He was covered there well and truly by Chris Langford. The centering kick to maybe Paul Brown or one of the other strong marking forwards would have been the go.
Stoneham trying to do the work from behind. Hocking and Bairstow almost fighting for it. Free kick down the way of the Cats. Taken by Hocking. Kick number 18 coming up.
Well, not a lot in it, was there, Den?
No.
But he did throw his arms in the air, and sometimes that's what the umpire sees first.
Quite right.
So a little bit of acting doesn't go astray.
Gary Hocking has 2 goals to his credit. Kicking from 48 metres. Floating it in towards full forward. No one able to take it cleanly. Bairstow waiting down for the crumbs. Round his body he comes. It's high, but it's wide, and it's not answered. Out of bounds on the full.
Mark Bairstow hasn't had a huge impact on the game. 10 kicks and 6 hand passes. He's been tagged by Darren Baxter.
Greg Madigan goes to the outer side. Good-looking kick. Barnes gets front spot. Probably should have held it. Then applies almost a high tackle on Platten. And Johnny Platten is quite happy to see it over the line. Copped a heavy knock in the first half, but has bounced back, the Rat. From the throw-in, Bairstow tapped down to accommodate Riccardi. Shows dash as he spears it into half-forward. In towards Ablett. Langford this time gets in front. An effective fist away is good. Down towards centre wing goes Cooper with a kick bouncing ever so slowly towards the line. Now it stops. And eventually McGrath and Scott Crowe see it over.
There was terrific commitment there from the young fellow. A bit of a pat on the head there from Darren Jarman. He's under a fair bit of pressure there from Tim McGrath, just arriving fractionally late.
Barnes knocks it forward, taken by Darcy. The Hawks showing more resolve at the present time. Bunn ran into a dead end. Views gets it to Bairstow. To Couch now on the wing. He pokes it down towards half forward. Not a lot of conviction in that kick. And the ball spills off Stoneham and goes out of bounds.
Maybe not a lot of talk there from his Geelong teammates. But Paul Couch got rid of the ball a lot quicker than he really needed to.
So the margin was 50 points at halftime. It's back to 37 now. Lawrence knocks it down. Couch had it, then lost it. Colbert cleverly to Poole. Poole from 70 metres out, sets it up for Ablett. He finishes up on the deck. Jenke comes through, takes the mark, gets it to Jarman. Little chip pass out wide. Allen, he's tried hard. 18th possession. From half-back, goes for distance, down towards half-forward. Gower's outnumbered, tries to keep it going Hawthorn's way. Hudson to the voice, Platten on the overlap, tips Goldwood wide of the mark, the behind. Good build-up. So Hawthorn not done with yet.
No, they have come back from big deficits at the long break, particularly against the Cats. O'Reilly. It's towards Barnes. Got a hand to it. Platten close to the boundary line and his kick smothered over the line. Good smother too. An excellent crowd in attendance here at the Cattery today. Despite many believing that the home side cannot be a part of the September action. Up again. Deere tries to pluck it out of the air. Going to be a Geelong free kick, I think. The player at the bottom of the pack. A bit of pushing and shoving. Perhaps they should be careful in case it's reversed. It's not. Couch has it. Has Barnes short if he wants him. That's who he elects. Well, he's not sure what to do. He just heads to half forward and Stoneman. Might have been a free kick on to Colbert. Tackle a little too high. Off to Couch. Wider to Darcy. The advantage is paid. In he goes towards Ablett. Oh. Tremendous mark in front of the eyes.
Great pass also from Tim Darcy. Down from the back line on the left boot. He put it out in front of Ablett. Honoured the lead beautifully there, Tim Darcy. A little bit of happening behind play there with, I think it's Darren Pritchard involved in that tackle on Colbert. Emergency umpire just having a few words.
Ablett gets another chance for his 700th goal. And this is 182nd game. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. He's way to the right. Out of bounds on the full. You don't see that too often from this man. No addition to the score.
Most unusual that. Here's Condon out of the back pocket. High kick towards half-back. Lawrence up in front. Gowers. It was on the ground, slapped it towards the boundary line. Barnes keeps it alive. Well played. Hinkley going nowhere. The ball spills free. Still Hinkley over it. And a whistle. 12-12, 7-6. The Cats lead, but so far they've been a little sluggish in this term, just the one behind. They've got to press on from here if they harbour any ambitions of making the finals this season. They'll need help, but they've got to win their own games. Lawrence stood up in the tackle. Bunn got it. Allen.
That's a
Bunn. Now Collins. Collins over the top, taken by Pritchard, a little indecisive, back to Collins, well played. Andy Collins goes looking for Dunstall, who slipped, and the mark is taken by O'Reilly. O'Reilly releases Scott. Scott towards the wing, ill-directed, Jarman dives, not paid, then he threw it out, taken by Allen. The umpire couldn't see the ball. It appeared to be an open hand punch. Cooper kicks it down towards half forward. Oh, big collision in there as Steve Hocking slapped it forward. It was taken by Couch, away to Riccardi. Riccardi goes to the outer side. Barnes. It'll almost be 50. Barnes has it. Plays on to Buse. Whoops.
That's a shocking hand pass again from Barnes.
Jarman. This is Couch on the outer side. We'll ring you during the week. Darcy to Couch, who boots it down towards half forward. Across comes Stoneham. Oh, brilliantly done by the big man. Pulls it back. Langford leads back. Up he goes, and that was a good defensive mark.
It's the hand pass away to Jenkins. The Hawks trying desperately to claw their way back into this game. Bunn kicks to centre wing. Waiting down is Allen. After it was fisted away from Gowes. Hudson a target at half forward. Collins is also there. Collins has possession. He's outside 50. We'll look in towards Jarman, who's on his own and will go over the top. This time it is too easy for the Hawks as Dunstall kicks a much-needed goal. (8-6) plays 12-12.
4 goals now to Jason Dunstall. Darren Jarman just getting away. They're slipping away. He has been playing on the wing all afternoon on Trevor Poole. Well, it's now 97 goals for the season to Jason Dunstall, who's kicked 4 goals straight, 3 goals coming in that opening quarter.
Well, they've taken 20 points off the half-time margin. And this game very interesting now. Out of the middle by Gowers. He boots it down towards centre half forward. Loose ball, Hudson. Open goal beckons if he can get the kick off Hudson. Well, he appeared to throw that. It's taken now by Pritchard, but it's a free kick. It's coming back to Buse.
Terrific stuff by the Geelong player there, and Andrew Buse. A real veteran, Andrew Buse, getting back there. He saw that his teammate Steve Hocking had some problems. Very quick in getting back and assisting. There we see, just letting it go, Paul Hudson. Definite free kick.
Barnes, good grab. Now Bernie has his way. Barnes will
Don't
kick.
handball, please. Don't look around. Here we go.
Well, I'm not sure kicking's the best way to go either. What's left? Hocking goes over the top, taken by McGrath, in desperate trouble, kept his head nicely. Forward of half back, very high kick. Stoneham comes at it hard, almost the mark. Couch, great vision. Hinkley's got it. Poole is on across the ground. The hand pass comes to Hocking. Poole is still on. Hocking
ridden into the
ball
ground.
and a bounce.
Dennis, now we saw one earlier where you said he was ridden into the ground, wasn't he? Over on the other side, I remember it very well. I can't remember, I think it was Platten, the player involved.
Quite right, I do remember it now.
Now the tackle on Hocking here, it's fair enough to tackle from behind. You can't ride the player in and right in the middle of his back.
So there's the bounce. I was watching Poole on the other side of that pack. It was free for a long time. Allen, clever hands. Baxter, very high kick. Collins from behind. Stoneham must get a kick. Collins is fired up. Stoneham's got the ball about 60 metres from goal. And the Cats lead it by 30 points. They need a goal to steady the ship at the present time. He sets it up for Ablett. Ablett and Langford. Fisted away by the latter, taken by Condon, who runs out from the back pocket, boots it towards the outer side. Platten goes back. Riccardi has been penalised. Free kick Platten. Little chip pass. Pritchard has it. Some of the key playmakers handling the ball more often now. Paul Deer for Dunstall. O'Reilly did well. Big fist away, taken by Bairstow. Met it full-chested. Chips it out wide. Coming hard at the ball out there is McGrath.
He's on half-back. The Hawks challenging. They trail by 50 points at the long break. It's now back to 30. Oh, Stoneham. The one-hander is too easy. Couch with dash through the centre he goes. Spirals a long handball into half forward. I don't know why he didn't take a long kick, but Steele is going to get a free in that position. He wants Ablett.
Oh, that's a free.
And he's got him a free kick.
Chris Langford took his eyes completely off the ball there and just went for Ablett. Had he just watched the flight of the ball, there we see Chris Langford did not look at the ball on any occasion whatsoever. Had he looked at the ball, he probably, I'll get it out eventually, could have spoiled it. Probably, that's it. Tudor about to come on for Geelong, Trevor Poole coming off.
And this for number 700. He's kicked 5 for the day. It's close, he's got it. 700 goals to Gary Ablett. And the Cats steady. That's his 6th. 13-12, plays 8-6.
Well, almost up to his average again of 7.7 goals a match, Gary Ablett. He's had a fantastic year playing at full forward. 6 goals, one out of bounds on the full. A career average of almost 4 goals a match, Gary Ablett. Now, he's been a great performer for the Cats over the years.
Very timely goal, that one. 90 plays 54. Lawrence goes up and thumps it towards half forward. Helped on by Paul Deere and again by Pritchard. McGrath's got it, stood up in the tackle. It goes out wide. Hinkley and Crow close to the boundary line. Hinkley did best and gets it across. So just over 7.5 minutes till three-quarter time.
And seeing his neighbours there. I think Den from the Western District.
Rucks go at it. Barnes fell over. Well done by Paul Deere. Got it out to Condon. Condon from 40 metres out pulls it back. Dunstall wrestles with O'Reilly out of mid-air. Hudson, that was tricky. Gowers charged down at ricochets off O'Reilly and goes through for a behind. Well, Dunstall got 3 early goals, but since then, and after a shaky start, this young man has done very well. O'Reilly chips it across to McGrath. Probably the reason why people still draft in March. Darcy goes back. Oh, well done, McGrath. Bought some time for Riccardi, who obviously needed quite a bit of it. Back it comes to McGrath. Bursts away from half back. Through the middle. Stoneham, who's been superb, goes up and takes another mark.
They've got their problems at centre-half back, Hawthorn.
Here's Stoneham.
And centre-half forward.
Terrific last week. Reproducing that form now. Gary Hocking, the big fly from behind. Langford gets back. Sockers off the ground in desperation across the goal face. And it goes out of bounds up towards right half back for the Hawks.
Just over 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Bairstow, Hocking, Gary Hocking. Great possession minute today to Steele. Stood his ground. Gives away a little as he finds Tudor. He's almost back in the middle. Jarman just creeping over the mark. Tudor doesn't worry about it. He goes straight down the centre. No mark taken as Collins tries to clean up for the Hawks. A hurried kick straight to Hinkley.
That's good work by the Geelong forwards, putting the pressure on, making Andrew Collins kick hurriedly.
Call the play on.
What?
Why, I don't know. He hand passes to half forward. No one there, however, for the Cats. And Condon gets a high kick back towards centre wing. Likewise, no one here for Hawthorn. Couch takes the mark.
Well, I don't think you can look sideways at the umpire. That's why it was called on, I think. Dennis, wasn't it? Play on?
Perhaps.
There wasn't much in it, was there?
No.
Collins marks at half back. 90 plays 55. A margin of 35 points favouring Geelong. Oh, Hinkley's got to get a free kick.
He's had a good game, Ken Hinkley. Coming in for kick number 15. 6 marks on 8 handballs. There's a replay of that incident. Gowers just getting him out of the contest before the ball arrived.
Scott in towards full forward. In towards Ablett.
Clever play, Ablett. Body on body. He's just been too good for Chris Langford. Just that little nudge away before the ball arrived. Well, this will be a certain goal to the Cats. The kick from Robert Scott just outside 50. There's a little push. A little bit too easy there, getting away from Chris Langford.
This for number 7. And this really to steady the Cats. 2 goals in this quarter by the master. He's done it. Plays 8-7.
Terrific play, Gary Ablett, keeping up his average of 7.7 goals a match in 1993. There's the kick again from Robert Scott. Really just too easy there on Chris Langford, keeping him out of the contest. As I said, look, it's about time Chris Langford had a run on the ball, getting him involved. They need him.
So Ablett has 7 goals, and Geelong working their way back on top now. It's back to 41 points. It got back to 30. Gary Ablett short of Polwell in the Brownlow medal, but of course ineligible. That could be a sad story there on the big night. Out of the middle, Allen down towards half forward. Awkward bounce for Steve Hocking. It comes to Pritchard, who came down only to be tackled and then roped and tied, and the ball's gone out of bounds in the pocket.
Well, there wasn't much he could do, Dean, was it? It was unfortunate. He had to go for the ball. Maybe just a thump on.
All Buse didn't do was tie those legs together and put the arm up. There's Paul Deere close to the boundary line. 14-12 to 8-7. Too far out to score, I'd suggest, but that's a pretty good kick. They'll contest a couple of metres out. That's a great kick. Hinckley goes back, but it's a goal. Terrific kick by Paul Deere. That's his first. And the Hawks have their 9th.
Yes, well, here's the kick again. Obviously, well, about 55 metres out, that drop punt. An enormous kick from that distance there from Paul Deere. When I was with you, Dan, I thought maybe just a little bit too far. And they need a lift from that man. Paul Deere, of course, a 1991 Norm Smith medalist. He's been very quiet this afternoon.
96 plays 61. Under 4 minutes remaining. Lawrence looking for Collins, but Hocking decides to have a piece of the action. Couch caught one far too high. No free kick. Cooper marks. Baxter marks on the outer side. Darren Baxter, this is kick number 7. Barnes in front. Again, dropped what he should have taken. It's the hand pass away over to Hinckley, this time off to Gary Hocking. Floating kick to Couch in the middle. Oh, he's surrounded. Now, what's going on here?
It's a whistle behind play, which is absolutely ridiculous. He shouldn't have even worried about it.
Colbert, a short little chip to Brown at half forward. I think that's maybe who it was meant for. Steele, back to Colbert. He should go. He does. Lee Colbert gets his first. The sign says it all. 15-12 to 9-7.
50 points the margin at half-time. Geelong have steadied in this 3rd quarter. Started a little bit slowly, but Colbert there getting the kick over. Meant for Brown, missed him. He followed up nicely, though, the young fella Colbert, and finished it off from about 25 metres out. Colbert, very impressive last week. He was the first pick by the Cats in the 92 national draft.
Barnes goes up and gets it down. Bairstow wanted it more than Platten that time. Well done by Scott to Tudor. Feeds it out wide. Riccardi from 40 metres out. Is it another one for the Cats? No. He misses to the right-hand side. Not by much. 15-13 to 9-7. 28 scoring shots to 16. Langford. Tough afternoon for him. Low trajectory kick intended for Collins. And the ball goes out of bounds after Condon couldn't do much with it. And now Collins and Riccardi. It's been a niggly sort of a game. And Collins not too happy at the present time. He's been right in the thick of the action since half-time, trying to be part of lifting his team. And need more examples. Leg lock applied by Stoneham and a whistle. He's been terrific since quarter time, Barry Stoneham. Madigan goes up, gets it down. There's Hocking. He shins it about 10 metres. Colbert from 40 metres out pulls it back towards the kickoff line, almost a one-hander to Ablett. Well, he had it spent before he controlled it. It was socked away by Langford out towards the boundary line. Should have kept it in. Langford pushed it out. But initially the roles would have been reversed there. We've got a throw in as Malcolm Blight is on the phone.
Just over 1 minute remaining. Stoneham, front spot, Madigan in from the side. Gary Hocking has just been a terrier all day. Look at him. Lightning hand pass to Couch. Paul Couch has a look up forward. Ablett again is his man. Almost got sandwiched. With him was Steele and Langford. The latter brings it out towards Platten and McCarty. Ablett may get another chance. Collins is on him. Did he give away the free kick? No. Platten is called to play on. Gets the hand pass away and the Hawks should get out of trouble. Cooper with a kick up towards the half-back line. He's looking for Allen, and he doesn't let him down. A good mark. Would have been in real trouble if he hadn't held that, because the Cats had the numbers at the drop of the ball. He goes into half-back. Lawrence marks. And in turn to the centre, Mark Bunn. Can't take it. Madigan. Lopes clear. Then goes with a long, penetrating kick up towards the half-forward line. First to recover. Hudson and Steve Hocking. Jarman gives him a decent old push in the back. Hudson, centering kick. O'Reilly picks it up nicely. Off to McGrath, who can go further to Barnes, and the Cats now out of trouble. Barnes towards centre wing and Paul Couch. If he can get clear, he's away because Scott's further afield on his own. A little too slow. But it doesn't matter. There's the three-quarter time siren as Stoneham can't mark and has a few words to say as well. Barry Stoneham has the last laugh on Cooper because he'll say, check the scoreboard. It shows the Cats 15-13, 103, Hawthorn a 9-7, 61.
The name of the game is Australia.
Sufficient bodily strength to man up the big ruckman.
So here we go, the final quarter at Kardinia Park. The Cats leading 15-13 to 9-7. Barnes. It's been a real Spring Hill Jack. This is Lee Tudor, started on the bench. He goes long in towards full forward. Ablett is there with Langford. Collins defends, but only as far as Tudor. He was the one who put them into attack in the first place. Into the pocket and Scott, but a free kick will go back to Lee Tudor in front of the scoreboard here at the Cattery.
Well, that's what we were talking about a little earlier. A similar one with Gary Hocking at the other end of the ground in that third quarter. Exactly the same thing where the player was ridden into the ground from behind. There's a tackle into the middle of the back. And that is a correct decision there from the umpire. But the other end of the ground, they didn't pay the one earlier in the game.
Third kick for Lee Tudor. I mentioned he spent considerable time on the bench. The opportunity to give the Cats a flying start in this final quarter. From 46 metres, drop punt is away for one behind. .104 plays 61, 43 points. They've got to try and make up somehow.
Chris Langford looking for Bunn. He marks it close to the boundary line. Wants to play on and does to Cooper. Cooper from half-back boots it towards the centre. Barnes goes back with courage, fisted away by Darcy. We've got a whistle and it's a free kick going to Crawford. It was held according to the umpire. Interesting, John Platten's played on a wing since half-time on Riccardi. That hasn't happened too many times before. Platten in a set position. Here's Crow. Goes down towards the pocket. Awkward bounce. O'Reilly heads for the boundary line and finds it. Like his game, the longer it's gone.
He's quite impressive, Dennis. Recruited from the Swan Districts in Western Australia. He's the Cats' first pick in the '91 National Draft.
Throw in. Barnes is up to win it down. Taken by Tudor. There's Darcy. Hugs the boundary line with a kick. Proceeds to run very close to the boundary. In fact, Couch escorts it across. Throw in on the wing. 15-14, 9-7. So the margin out to 43 points now. Gowers and Barnes. Gowers remained on his feet and wins. Jarman left it behind. Doesn't have much of a day, Jarman. Hughes. A hand pass from Hinckley, close to the boundary line. Well done by Barnes. Flicks it across to Gary Hocking, vying for man of the match. He boots it down towards centre half forward. Round the leaper from behind. Madigan Started well, but has been outpointed by Stoneham, and he heads for the boundary line.
Well, and they're not going to win the game doing that. Going towards the boundary line, they must attack right throughout this last term if they are to have any chance.
Robert Scott. On his hammer is Johnny Platten. Riccardi backs up Scott nicely and passes magnificently to Ablett. No mark. Cooper clears to the outer wing.
See, that looked tailor-made for Gary Ablett.
Didn't it? Jarman shakes his head. He's had a disappointing couple of weeks. Jarman very quiet against Carlton. Picked up 10 kicks today. Hasn't been the force that we know he can be, or produce the magic that we know he's capable of.
Actually, their complete midfield has been down today. Apart from Ben Allen. Ben Allen's had a bit of the ball playing on Paul Couch, but Paul Couch has also had 25 possessions.
Mind you, Jarman did kick one superb goal in the second quarter. Here's Pritchard. Stabbing to Dunstall. Oh. Well, he sees the ball coming like that, he must rub his hands, Bernie.
Yes, Pritchard also very quiet, though. Pritchard has only had 7 kicks and 6 hand passes, one of the Hawthorn playmakers. Dunstall coming in for goal number 5.
O'Reilly might have done a hamstring. He's standing on the mark. Got Darcy to go back there should he be required.
He's got it.
He has. I think that left hamstring's playing up, Dennis. Coming off, in fact, big Stephen O'Reilly in a lot of trouble with that left hamstring. And Tim Darcy immediately going back to the fullback position.
That goal takes Jason Dunstall, Bernie, to 98 for the season and a career total of 885.
Well, that's bad luck for big Stephen O'Reilly because he was just starting to find his niche at fullback.
O'Reilly comes off then. And Darcy, as predicted, is back at fullback. Darcy held Dunstall to 5 goals back in round 4. Barnes goes up and wins it decisively. Colbert, beautifully done. Riccardi wants his left side and gets it. Riccardi from 60 metres out goes very long down towards full forward. Steal. And behind. It's a nice foil as far as the forward line's concerned for Ablett.
Also Brown, the other one too, Dennis, in the other pocket. Although he hasn't done a lot today, Paul Brown, but last week, a big hand for Stephen O'Reilly for his game.
Yes.
He may miss a few with that hamstring problem.
Bad luck for him. And the run home. Geelong have a bye next week, then finish with Essendon and the Eagles. There's Condon. In the back pocket, goes very short. Gowers, close to the boundary line. As Bernie said, this is not going to get the job done. In fact, he juggled it across the line. Oh dear. 15-15, 10-7. Stoneham props in front. Again, Geelong dominate. Against the flow, Jenke. Nicely done. Runs up to half-back. Kicks towards the wing. Paul Deere comes on the lead. Couldn't hang on. And it's jarred free and goes across the boundary line. So 20 minutes remaining in this game. And Hawthorn in grave danger of dropping another one. I said at the outset, just projecting forward, looking through some of the upcoming games, not easy to do. It's hard enough to pick them on a weekly basis, but looking at the draw, this game today could well mean the difference between finishing on top or third for the Hawks. Bairstow left it behind. In trouble is Collins. Luckily got it to Allen, one of their better players, to Crawford, forward of the wing. Crawford chips towards half forward. Dunstall comes out to gather the bouncing ball. Tries to give it back to Hudson. Steve Hocking's in the road. He's played a tidy game to Buse. Weight of numbers tells the story. Hinkley spirals it towards the outer side. And the mark is held by Gowers. Not easy to mark. It was a good effort.
Plays on quickly to Pritchard, who marks 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Quiet day for Darren Pritchard. Just 7 kicks, 6 hand passes. He's going to be kicking into a sea of blue and white flags. From 45. Drop punt goes right across the face of goal. Handy doesn't try and mark. He tried a double-fisted spoil. It comes to Dunstall. A left foot snap by Jason Dunstall. He's pulled it a little too far. Cats having the numbers. Hinkley steady in defence. Gives it to the rat. Andrew Hughes swings it to half-back. Bairstow, nice use of the body. May get a run here with Riccardi. Does so. Centering towards half-forward. Ablett. This time right in front of the eyes. This time no mistake.
It's much better attempt there from Gary Ablett. Well within kicking distance. A good build up there by Geelong. A little give there by Riccardi to the run of Bairstow. And Ablett on the lead.
And this to just sneak above his weekly average. Oh, look at that. Straight over the goal umpire's head. That's 8. 16-15 plays 10-7.
And 116 goals for the season. Here it is, the build-up again. Riccardi, very speedy centre-line player. Just a little give to Bairstow. And Gary Ablett, 116 goals. A terrific year by him. No worries from that distance, 48 metres. Made it easily.
The margin is 44 points. Ablett has 8 goals, and we have 17.5 minutes to go. Gowers goes up, outrucked again by Barnes. That's not working too well. Madigan sockers it back to midfield. Barnes missed it. Coming through strongly, Allen. He's not given up. Puts it down towards half forward. Darcy comes out with Dunstall. Bounces away from him. Dunstall knocks it onto his own advantage. Props now in trouble. Hand passes back in field. Taken by Steele. Steve Hocking runs up to centre half back. Boots it to midfield. Couch has to wait. Madigan trying to knock it away. Couch to Scott, can go over the top to Stoneham. Stoneham inside the 50. Collins gets him. Great chase. Great chase by Collins. He's going to get the free kick. Stoneham is down. Slow to get up. Meantime, the ball has worked to the outer side. And this is Cooper. Still Stoneham on the ground. Meantime, Allen's got the ball. Tackled by Couch. Handley. Colbert. Couch goes over the top to Steele. Ooh. I'd say a tad high.
Condon's got a tendency to do that. This afternoon we've seen a couple earlier in the afternoon.
Barry Stoneham up.
Stoneham's okay.
Hughes from the middle towards Stoneham territory. Actually, he had front spot over Madigan. Now applies a vice-like grip on him. The ball is locked in there. Bounce will take place. So the Cats looking to play out the season on a high, and still with a faint hope of perhaps seeing a bit of finals action. Who knows? Stoner! Yes! That's his second. The Cats are going on with the job here at Kardinia Park. 17-15 plays 10-7.
Yes, and the Hawks with plenty of problems coming into the finals. Plenty of problems. They really must sort out a few things. Ruck is one situation they're not happy with, obviously. Andrew Gower's doing the work there. And Johnny Platten playing on the wing now in this last quarter. Their midfielders have been well down. Centre half forward, centre half back also a problem.
So we're back in the middle. Gowers flicks it out, intended for Platten. This is Bairstow. To some duress, he gets the ball to Riccardi. Pretty good game. He boots it down towards half forward. Collins goes back with courage. Hocking, well, he controlled it brilliantly, having slipped. The hand pass, not that good, though. Collins to Crawford. Well done by the youngster. Goes looking for Collins again. Defiantly, he weaves through the pack and kicks it high to the wing. Hinkley goes back. Gower's almost the mark. Sandwich between two Cats. This is Paul Dia. Straight to Steele. Runs into Allen. In trouble. Handley, confronted by Crawford, bounces off, lost the ball, sockers it forward about 5 metres. Jarman, a sense of humour, hand passes the ball back into the pack. Platten now gives it out to Baxter. The hurried kick, straight to McGrath.
He's on half-back. Geelong retain their composure. The kid from Camperdown marks and goes into the middle. Lee Tudor's away. Can't kick a ball. Long towards Ablett. They pile over the top of him. Langford calls for the mark. He loses the football. It could be costly. Robert Scott from a standing start pumps it wide into the pocket. The sprinting Stoneham gets there with one hand. Can't control the football and a throw in the right forward pocket. Just over 14 minutes remaining. Stoneham again in the thick of things. Out it comes towards Couch. Pushing it forward in towards the goal square. Ablett is there. Langford is caught. Ball spills free. Gary Hocking from a standing start. It's a high kick into the pocket. Brown is there. Does he hold it? It's gone through for one bar. Well, they're plundering. Geelong, they are plundering. Doing all the attacking. And this man will be pondering.
Plenty of problems for that man.
Alan Joyce has a busy couple of months ahead of him.
Tough one next week too, Sandy. West Coast at Subiaco on the Sunday.
What a game that's going to be. Of course, you'll see it on 7 Sport. Tudor adds a bit of bite and pace to this cat lineup, similar to Riccardi. Ablett. Oh, he ran into Buddha. And that kick is away to the left and behind.
Well, he did all the hard work there, Gary Ablett, and then dropped the sitter. Here it is. Here's a clash with his teammate, Gary Ablett. Gary Hocking. Ablett down.
That'll make a few people smile around the league.
A few fullbacks will be happy about it.
Just an ironic twist there. Jinky goes in short. Crow comes up, takes the mark. Sweeps it out wide. Condon, forward of half-back. Not a particularly good kick towards the wing. McGrath won't shirk it. Through he comes strongly. And pushes it across the line. Malcolm Blight. Funny finish to the season for him. He's got some hot property here at Kardinia Park. If only they could make the finals. Pritchard goes down. Crawford. Nicely done. Boots are very wide though. Out of bounds on the full. Getting it was good, the disposal was poor. 17-17 to 10-7. They've been challenged a few times today, but every time the Cats have more than met the challenge. Hinkley comes away. Kicks inside the 50. Stoneham held by the arm. I think the mark was paid in any case. So Stoneham directly in front will kick from just inside the 50.
Not a problem with the distance again for Barry Stoneham. There's the mark again, one-handed. An awkward one to mark too, coming from Kenny Hinkley, the torpedo. And he was held by that left arm anyway. Too strong in the upper body for Greg Madigan.
Barry Stoneham. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Neither is accuracy. He gets his third.
Plays 10-7.
50 points the margin at half-time. We're now out to 58. Barry Stoneham well on top now at centre-half forward. Geelong really well on top in most positions. We see Stoneham there from 48 metres. Not a problem. You kick that at least 55, 60 metres. And a terrific performance here by Geelong.
It could be a long last quarter for the Hawks. Back in the middle again with Barnes. Down looking for Couch. Riccardi applies a good tackle. Out it comes to Hocking. Oh, geez, a worker. Robert Scott from 48 metres. There's another nail in the coffin. Scott gets his second. Cat fans are loving this. 19-17 plays 10-7.
Yes, and what a pity they couldn't produce this earlier in the season. Too many hot and cold performances by the Cats. They found the missing ingredient over the last few weeks. We see that in replay. Around midfield, they've been exceptionally good. Terrific support there. Great run from Robert Scott. And a good finish as well.
19-17 to 10-7. 11 minutes to go. Colbert's hand pass. Oh, Crawford's got it. Bounced off the umpire. Hand pass to straight to Couch. Couch boots it inside the 50. Good defence by Cooper. Out comes Ablett. Slaps it across well to Bairstow. Stoneham's on down the ground. It's wide of the mark though. Jenke comes up, pushes the ball in front. Brown's got it now. He's confronted by Langford. And the ball is wedged in there, and the umpire will bounce it. Stoneham was free, but the kick went wide of him to Jenke and Brown. Since half time in particular, well, I guess since quarter time, Stoneham's been very good. Riccardi worked out of it that time by Platten, but Riccardi will get the free. And he's been the master against John Platten since Platten was moved to the wing at half time.
Well, I suppose Alan Joyce really had to throw the side around and get something moving, Dan, but not too many of their moves have worked, have they?
Still, they looked sluggish from the outset, didn't they? And only Geelong's inaccuracy kept them in the game.
Oh, great kick.
Riccardi, a marvellous kick. Riccardi gets his first. And Geelong on the crest of a wave. Terrific football as they go to 2017 to 10-7. So it's almost, in fact it is, over double Hawthorn score.
They finish off this last quarter the way they should, Geelong, the way a good side should. On a number of occasions they've really let themselves down by not finishing off a game, but not here today.
Out of the middle once again. Couch. Ridden into the ground and
It's met very heavily there by Paul Deere.
appreciated. Gary Hopping one.
And then some very heavy work when he was on the ground. Good on you, Buddha. Sticking up for his teammates. Good to see.
Well, he's had a sensational day, Hocking. It's just mirrored his season, really.
And a great tackle there from the Brownlow medalist, Paul Couch. Terrific stuff. They've really worked hard around midfield.
Couch from the middle to half forward. Ablett. Almost.
Interesting hand pass, Sandy.
Was fascinating. Eventually over. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Working hard is Bunn. Bairstow is led from the front. Stoneham and Madigan. Stoneham trying to do it with the left hand. That tackle is a smidgen high.
Bairstow can't believe it.
Can you?
I can't believe it, no.
It's extraordinary. Just inside 50 for the Cats. Stoneham with a deft little palm was looking to find Gary Hocking. Instead, Baxter tumbles a kick down towards centre wing. The Cats are going to give a little ground here just to set something up. Lee Tudor with that loping run swings into half forward. Oh, clean bowls just about everyone. Deere gets boot to ball, looking for Crawford. Getting into his back was McGrath, and the young Hawk will take the free kick from half-back. Shane Crawford, quiet day, kick number 6. Oh, great mark by Allen.
He's tried hard, Sandy.
Yes.
He's probably been Hawthorn's best player.
20th kick into Gowers, who marks just forward of centre.
Gowers towards the 50. Steve Hocking goes over the top of Nugent. Dunstall did well. Nugent to Pritchard from 40 metres out. Goes for distance. Back goes Hinckley. It was wide in any case. So the crowd really enjoying this. It's back to 69 points. The Cats very much the giant killers of the competition in the last few weeks. Although I guess St Kilda up there vying with them as well. There's McGrath alongside the centre circle.
A little bit too easy out of defence here, Geelong.
Inside the 50, Ablett props in front. Oh, he was the target there. Paul Deere came back hard. This is Condon. deep in his own defensive area, tumbles it out towards the boundary line. Catch will need to go, and he does. Brilliantly played. Stoneham, strength on the boundary. Stoneham, that's a magnificent effort. It was out of bounds, but I'm not sure. It didn't go very close to being a goal. So we've got to throw in. And Geelong in total control. 2017, 10-8. Paul Deer in front, wins it down, only as far as Couch. Paul Deer comes back, it's the ball off Couch. McGrath has it, 60 metres from goal. Stoneham slides and then goes up and takes the mark. What a terrific mark. Eyes only for the ball. If we watch that one again, you may see him slip and then go at it and still maintain his composure.
It's a quiet first quarter by Stoneham, but since then he's been well in control of this key position, centre half forward against Greg Madigan. Really, looking at this, the Hawks have got many problems coming into the 93 finals. Many problems. They've tried a few different positional changes. Not too many have worked out this afternoon. Johnny Platten very quiet. Ben Allen's tried hard, but his opponent also has done very well.
Stoneham boots his fourth. It's a rout. He got 5 last week. He's got 4 this afternoon. Look at that scoreline. 21-17 to 10-8. Hawthorn up there disputing favouritism for the premiership. Now being killed.
There's that mark again under a fair bit of pressure there from Chris Langford. Of course, at this ground last year, the Hawks won by 19 points. So that is a major turnaround in 12 months.
143 plays 68. Everything going the way of the Cats. They've got a free ball out of the centre. Barnes has been busy.
He wanted a hand pass, Andy, again.
Look, Rout said, where are they? They've all gone.
No wonder.
Just taking the mickey out of you.
Maybe.
Back towards centre wing. Good strong mark taken by young Crawford. Well, the Hawks are going to have to regroup somehow. They've got the West Coast, Adelaide and Brisbane to come.
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Who else would it have been?
Obviously, the man that's standing there waiting for it. 50 metres.
This is going to bring Crawford down almost to the 50-metre line.
That's his only blemish anyway, Gary Hocking. Terrific game. 24 kicks, 9 hand passes.
He wanted to go short all the time to Scotty Crowe, and he found him. Crowe in turn wants Nugent. Oh, Scott lands on his rump, but he does affect the spoil of this crowd of 24,942. Very happy with what they've seen today. Mignon. Hawk fans, going to live to fight another day. It's a very good crowd. 24,942.
Robert Scott to take it up from the back pocket. A chip pass intended for McGrath, who went at it very hard. It's Gary Hocking again. High kick towards the wing. Paul Deer goes back. Stoneham knocks it to his own advantage. Couch inside him, but Stoneham can't control it. Barry Stoneham, 15 possessions, 4 goals. 8 strong marks, though. Clean possession there to Crawford, who tried to thread the needle. Riccardi. Nicely. Colbert to Couch. He's knocked up getting possessions as well. 32 of them now. Bairstow, 60 metres from goal, unloads with the spiral, and it's nice. It's good. It's a goal. Oh, he hit it in the sweet spot. Mark Bairstow.
Oh, what a performance by Geelong. Terrific effort. Just played superb football this afternoon. Paul Couch has had plenty of the ball, as has his opponent Ben Allen. Probably cancelled each other out, but both have had a fair bit of influence on this match. Great kick from Bairstow.
Well, to say this is a cat attack is an understatement. 149 plays 68. This time yesterday, Hawthorn was sitting gleefully on top of the ladder. McGrath overruns it, could open the door for Crawford. They sit on it. McGrath persists and forces a ball up on the centre wing. Very good day at the office for Malcolm Blight and his men, led by Gary Hocking. The Hawks are just having trouble plain scoring. Hughes, Steve Hocking, slung to the ground, but tackled too high, much to the displeasure of Nugent, and he will take a free kick. Steve Hocking has been steady, goes to the outer side. Darcy, Handley, Couch, they're all there, but they're beaten this time by Cooper. And the whistle has sounded, and it's going to be a free kick to Darcy. Perhaps shepherding off the ball. He's going to see the Cat defender take it. Drift at the half forward. Stoneham gave a bit of a nudge then, Baz. I think he knows he did, but he's don't worry about me, Paulie. I've had a fair day. Like a couple of dogs taunting each other.
They have been shadow boxing during the week, the Cats, haven't they?
Madigan to the outer side. Oh, a couple of Hawks fly. And they're slow to get up. Ben Allen lopes around the outer side. Flicks it up towards Dunstall in the pocket region. Darcy's got his measure, but he does manage to get the hand pass away towards Pritchard. Caught.
What the determination there, Sandy, from Gary Hocking again, tying up Pritchard. He's had a wonderful game, Gary Hocking.
BOG?
No doubt.
Okay. Gary Hocking, 2 marks, 25 kicks, 9 hand passes. Barnes in front, Gowers from behind. Hughes in trouble. Somehow got a kick off. It's gone across the boundary line, has it? What's the decision? The umpire wants to bounce it. The dying moments of this game and humiliation for the Hawks. It doesn't happen too often, but they've been outplayed in every department this afternoon. On goes Crow. Strong tackle by Crow. This is Tudor. Oh, well played. Little sleight of hand, and away he goes. Around the outer side, Lee Tudor, who can burn the grass. He runs to the wing. Could almost be a relayed free kick. I thought he was met late. Ablett.
He was hit pretty heavily there, wasn't he, by Paul Deere? But really, Hawthorn's been reduced to shambles in this last quarter. They look absolutely terrible. Well, if they've got thoughts of winning the premiership, I think they better think again after today's performance.
7 goals to 1 so far in this last quarter.
An embarrassment for Alan Joyce.
Ablett going at his 9th. A soaring kick, but it's off to the left-hand side.
So 8 goals, 2 to Gary Ablett, and 1 out of bounds on the full. Alan Joyce with his problems. On the phone, I think it's too late to worry about the phone.
Quinlan to bring it back into play. Getting pretty dark here at the Cattery. Don't worry, Geelong fans. Deere was off. Allen been a trier all day. Towards centre wing he goes. Hanley will have a belt from behind. Crawford waiting down in front. So too Robert Scott. It's the Geelong player who's first to the ball. Short little chip to Riccardi. Shows Crawford a bit of the football, then passes in towards half forward. Stoneham and Ablett. Don't worry about it. There's the siren. The Cats are grand winners here at Kardinia Park.